Hi, my name is Naiyya Saggi. I'm the founder of BabyChakra. BabyChakra is India's largest platform for parents. We use machine learning to really personalize the experience for parents, for young mothers in particular, who come online and use us through the entire journey of pregnancy and parenting. Today, we're in 6 different languages, have more than 2.5 million mothers use our platform on a monthly basis. We've been backed by Microsoft Ventures, by Google Global Accelerator, and by Facebook. We are venture funded, and I'm here to tell you about what it is to be a non-tech founder starting off a company in tech. About 4 years back, when I moved back from Boston to India to start off a tech startup, there were 3 questions I faced. Number 1, here I was, a woman who'd done an MBA, who had no background in tech at all, looking to start off a tech company. Would I have the networks? Would I have the connects to really hire a kick-ass, a world-class engineering team to help build out this vision? The second was, would I even know what tools to employ and what kind of a technology stack I would need to build out something that was super scalable, that would serve the needs and the aspiration, the vision that we had for BabyChakra? And third, if, for instance, I had a tech team member or a head of engineering leave the company, there was so much risk at stake on who would actually take the tech stack forward, right? So these are the 3 main challenges I faced just moving back. And I think that was led also with a certain degree of self-doubt, a lot of vulnerability, because, for a woman to be operating in a largely male construct of an engineering team, there were questions about whether the engineers would take me seriously, whether they would, assume that I had the authority and even the knowledge to make the real decisions that needed to be made when you're actually building out something that's scaling so fast. There were 3 things that I realized over the course of building out BabyChakra, and here's just 3 thoughts I want to share with you, and every experience is different, so take it for what it's worth. But the first one was, I really learned to play to my strengths. So if you're building out a tech company, there are multiple parts and multiple facets to building out a product in tech, right? The code base, the building of the database, the structuring, etc. That's not something that would play to my strengths. I would spend a lot of time if I had to learn those skills. So I figured out my strengths were more in terms of understanding the consumers, building out the product flows, understanding UI, UX, really doing consumer testing, using a lot of the data to inform what flows we need to build out in future to move to, very core metrics of the company like growth, engagement, retention, monetization. And that's really where I really focus my efforts on. I learned extensively by talking to other product managers in the space, by talking to founders who are very, very strong product people in the space. And that's the insights, that's the consumer knowledge that I spent time on and brought back to my tech team. So, when you're good at something and you're really, really good at something as a part of the whole technology development process, your tech team immediately starts to respect your insights. And I think that's the one big lesson I took away: play to your strengths. This was my strength. This is something I leverage. What are your strengths? Think it through. The second big, aha moment I had was I realized, the base of engineers in India is only so small. It's finite today, right? So it's all about referrals. It's all about networking. It's all about understanding where good engineers are currently working and what aspirations they have. There's a lot of time I spent initially working through fellow founders, friends, in identifying the good first cohort of engineers to join my team, people who really believed in the vision, who really believed in the mission, were super passionate. And I want to tell you a bit of a short story about this, right? We're building out a product that's essentially for pregnancy and parenting. And this one day I found, the book, the seminal book on pregnancy, What to Expect When You're Expecting, missing from the office library. And I went into a corner, I was looking for the book, and I realized that my 24-year-old engineer who just joined us from Bangalore was actually reading the book in deep detail. So that's the level of passion you need to find in your first cohort of engineers. And that can only happen when you acquire them and when you get them to join your team through referrals and find people with passion. And the third big lesson I took away was you're constantly learning. You have to constantly upgrade your skills, right? So, today I can actually talk about scalability. I can talk about infrastructure. It's not necessarily that I'm doing DevOps myself, but I'm constantly learning about what's new, what's happening in the tech space. I'm constantly figuring out ways to evangelize the technology component of my company in external spaces, right? I mean, the fact that we were part of the Google Global Accelerator program that's essentially based on ML and AI and, identifies the top startups in the world to be represented on that forum, or the fact that I was invited to meet Mark Zuckerberg one-on-one to talk to him about sort of how we were using tech to build safe, very safe, very, helpful communities for women at scale in India. That actually gets a lot of attention from the tech, from folks in tech to actually come and join and be part of a broader, really exciting mission and very exciting company. So if you step back and you say, hey, I'm a founder, I don't have an experience in tech, there are 3 very, very specific ways you can already add tremendous value to building out this journey and building out a company that's deep-rooted in tech. The one takeaway that I want to leave with all the women watching this is that you cannot escape tech. You cannot avoid tech. Whichever scope of business you're in, whether you're actually building out a tech company or building out a consumer goods company, or you're building out even, a platform that leverages Facebook to sell the products that you have today, you will need to understand the basics of tech. So don't run away from it. Try and learn as much about it as you can from people who've been in the space, have built things in the space, and figure out what part of that entire scope, that entire sort of labyrinth of tech you want to sort of play a role in and really win at. So that's my one thought that I want to leave behind with all the women watching this. Don't run away from tech. It's unavoidable. It's here. It's around you. You need to be part of it.